Morning, folks. Still using the Chiseled Faced natural soap here. It's unscented soap, and if it's your first time you seeing this is what it looks like there on the inside. It's fairly easy to scoop out and put into a bowl. I bowl lather quite a bit, if you haven't noticed. Still sporting the walnut bowl here that's got the grooves inside. That's what the side there looks like. And let's see if I got it totally upside down. We'll do it this way then. What the bottom looks. This bowl came by the way of Distinctive Goat. It doesn't sell these anymore, so Colorado Razor Designs. Yeah, that would be a good place to go to pick up a wooden bowl. One of these days I'm planning on getting one of them. They're good looking bowls. It's whipped up here with a RazoRock boar brush. This one here, I think is like 26mm knot, kind of reminiscent of the Omega Professional. Definitely a nice painting brush. If you're not a real big fan of this plastic handle, it does come in, you can get a olive wood or a cherry wood one. It's going to cost you a bit more. Those run about $25. This one here is on sale for near the $8 mark. As it goes for the boar knot itself, first time I used it, it's already got some pretty soft tips, especially when you look at it from a standpoint, it is a boar knot. I like that brush. It's a good buy in my opinion. I'm going to top the shave off this morning with Strike Gold Shave Haberdasher. Some of the scent notes for this particular aftershave is top notes might be like lavender, clary, sage, bergamot, lemon. Middle notes, I got it written over here. There's no way I remember all this. Carnation, Vetiver, Cedar, and Geranium. And base notes be Tonka bean, Patchouli, Musk, and Oakmoss. I like Oakmoss. It works well with my nose. Got some of the usual suspects over here. Got the Crown King alum block, complete with rubber band this morning. And still using the Humphreys witch hazel that's citrus scented. And that's about how much is left in this one here. Thinking about us, I've got a container of witch hazel from Sterling that I've had for a moment. I think I'm just about ready to bring it on in. Shaver of the day. This is one I sent to Frank to put an edge on it. See if you can catch that one there. See if you can, the etching there on the face of the blade there. It's a best concave, in case you can't, what camera probably didn't catch it, but just a boy howdy, this is just a really nice shaver. I mean, as it goes for looks, in other words, I've been looking for another one of these. It's just one of those that catches my eye that, I don't know, it just seems like it's a rather stately looking shaver. Excuse me. Already put a hot towel to the face this morning, and of course, you know, the Preshave Proraso. I don't think I showed it, did I? Yeah, I'm still using it. It's, as it goes for level, it's about down to, there we go, right about down to there. I've used quite a bit of it. It's the one thing I'd have to say about this particular Preshave, it does the face, it conditions my face rather well, and it probably overshadows whatever it may do for the whiskers, because it just does a wonderful job with my face, preparing my skin for the shave. So if whatever it does for the whiskers, I don't really notice it because of what it does do for my face. It kind of reminds me of when I was using coconut oil as a pre-shave, in that it seems to be noticeable not only during the shave but on the post-shave, how my face feels. Coconut oil on the other hand, even though it did seem to help out quite a bit on the post-shave, when it came to a shavette or a straight razor shave, it seemed to create a bit of a drag. In other words, it hindered the slickness of the shave. So it would be a good one for single edge, or maybe there goes some lather, a single edge or a double edge. But when it comes to straight razors and shavettes, slickness is king. There's a reason why this most of the time will look like yogurt or a very wet lather. That's just the way it works best for me, regardless what I'm shaving with. I'll go ahead and get started with this. There's not, I was debating yesterday after shaving whether or not I should wait till Tuesday to do this video and not shave today at all. Because yesterday was a pretty efficient shave. But I got up this morning and I was checking out and said, yeah, there's enough whiskers there to give it a good shave. But yesterday, boy, that shaver, using 2 double-edged blades, it is very efficient. Matter of fact, I don't think you're going to find very many shavers right around the $13 mark that's going to give you a much more efficient shave than what that one did yesterday. I think how you pronounce this, Saver, it's spelled S-A-I-V-E-R. However you pronounce that. When I first got that shaver, it was quite surprising on how close of a shave you get with it. It's a good thing this point's not very pointy. It's sometimes when you touch your earlobe, it's not quite as dramatic as it may look with a straight razor. My nose is still giving me fits. I mowed the lawn yesterday, and grass pollens and whatnot were already pretty high to begin with, and mowing the grass yesterday did not help a whole lot. Kind of got a scratchiness in the back of my throat. Tony was having fun. Tony's our German Shepherd. He likes to stay out there with me when I'm mowing the grass. He does a pretty good job keeping his distance, but he does follow me around the yard. So he got just as much exercise as I did. This is a lot of fun to shave with. Getting somewhat more accustomed to shaving with a straight razor. It does take quite a bit of practice, especially if you're shaving on video. I don't mention from time to time some wet shavers may mention in their video that they don't edit their videos, and I don't. So in other words, if I get a cut or whatever the case might be, the camera tries to take a dive into the sink, I leave all that in there. And I do use a video camera as opposed to a cell phone. I tried a cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone take a dive into the sink full of water, and it survived, but still, I don't like the idea of my cell phone being hanging over a sink full of water. I've only had the video camera do it one time, take a dive into the sink. Fortunately, at that point in time, I didn't have any water in it. That was quite a while back. Tony's outside right now, and I hear him barking. And time is probably getting close to the 5 o'clock time frame. Yeah, there's going to be some people, if he barks very much, not going to be too happy about it. This edge is a lot like Frank's edges on a gold dollar. Still pretty darn sharp. I think that's probably something else I should point out that I've kind of noticed about my straight razor shaves is not all the blades are the same length, and that is something I think I probably, some of them are shorter than others, and the shorter ones I think are what I'm getting used to, and then when I get one that's a little bit longer, it's the reason why I keep on hitting my earlobe. Stayed pretty busy this weekend, so I missed the Zangari man and Anthony's live video, but if you catch his shave, his latest one, he'll show you about the drippiness of his lather. It's a very good example. It was more or less by accident. I was looking to see if I could find a little bit more information about this particular shaver. George, see if I can pronounce the name right, Wostenholm and Sons. Pronouncing that I knew is going to be really quite a struggle. Best Concave IXL. There's a number of those that are put out that's got the IXL, and I was looking for some more information and didn't quite find what I was looking for, but what I did find, which was kind of surprising to me, was, you know, after you look at so many straight razors, you know, you start to see, you know, most of them, you know, even the vintage ones, you know, the names that reappear several times and the shapes of the straight razors and all that sort of thing. And the one I've ran across I hadn't seen before that is kind of close to this one here, in that it's got the top of the spine is fairly thick, but the rest of the blade is concave. And the one I found, I say I wasn't looking for it, and it's one of those bad things too, because when I found it, it's a H. Boker. It's a vintage one, the best I can tell, because I have not seen this one here from Boker ever. You know, the tree brand. Anyway, it's kind of it reminded me of this one here, except for it seemed like it was a bit bigger, maybe a 6/8, and it was hard. You know, in other words, it's available on eBay. It's it's available on eBay, and it's one of those you don't have to bid on, which does make it kind of tough for me. Because in other words, you're not bidding anybody. It's like going to the store. You see the shaver you like, pick it up, buy it. And my wife saw me looking at it. She thought it looked pretty good. I mean, I guess you might say she got a little bit of stinging right there. I was kind of wondering if I got my pressure off it a little bit right there. But she noticed that I was looking at it and, you know, commented how nice it looked. It looks very vintage, so I'm not sure how old it is. There's some indication, you know, maybe 60 years old, maybe older. It's an older one, but it sure did look. It looks nice. It is hard not to, you know, get caught up in the buying another razor. Kind of get bit by the bug. But it is a good-looking shaver. I like to find a good resource when it comes to straight razors on how to date them. I know you probably won't be able to pin them down like you do with a Gillette, right down to the year and the quarter and all that sort of thing, but it would be nice to be able to get a general idea what the time frame was for some of these shavers when they were made. This one here is I really like it. It's one of those that I'm not too sure, how can you say, I want to continue using it, but just like anything else when it comes to a straight razor, there's a certain amount of wear and tear on the blade when you go to hone it, and I don't know how many more times I want it to get honed. In other words, try to keep it looking pretty nice. So I might be using it sparingly, I don't know. Haven't quite made up my mind just yet. If I keep on doing the stropping job that I've been doing here of late, where I'm not rounding the edges, the edge might last me a good long moment, so I may not have to worry about it quite so much. Plus I got plenty enough other shavers that will do the job for me. That's what the restrictor looks like there in this particular container. I don't think this flavor is available anymore. These are Frank sells them on his website at Strike Gold Shave, and also you can find some flavors over there at West Coast Shaving if you're interested in looking at some of these soaps and aftershaves that Frank's got. Jennifer is the, I guess you might say, the one behind making these. At one point in time was under a Mason Boutique. Most of those soaps that I had like that I gave to my dad when he first started using a double-edged safety razor, and so he's got those soaps. So I did start him out what I consider on the right foot with some really nice soaps. This scent, outside of this telling you the top notes that I just in the middle and base, I can't pick out any one particular note. Maybe the Clary sage, maybe. It's well blended for my nose. I can't pick out one or the other, but it smells really nice. Haberdasher, in my opinion, this particular scent, if you've ever run across Rushmore is a really nice scent. I really like it. I need to use it after I get through the unscented soap phase of things. But Rushmore and this one here, to me, as it goes for scent quality, is very unique, very nice. Matter of fact, Rushmore was the first one I wore that I got a comment in the office on how it smells. Rushmore is a nice scent, and this one here is right up there with it, at least per my nose. It smells, it is really nice. In other words, it's well blended. It's, in other words, you're not gonna, I don't feel like, in other words, one scent overpowers the other. It all works together, plays well together. Very nice. Had a great shave this morning. Hope everybody's doing well. I know it's kind of tough out there some days. Still trying to stay home and do all the stuff that you should be doing. Stay healthy, stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.